Okay, let me start with the most American sentence ever. Donald Trump just put a $100,000 price tag on your dream job. That's right. If you want to work in America on an H-1B visa, Trump now wants you, or more realistically, your employer, to cough up $100,000. That's not a visa fee. That's a down payment on a house. That's literally 4 years of college tuition. That's basically saying, hey, you can come work in America, but only if you're worth more than Drake's necklace. So here's what happened on Friday. Trump signed a proclamation slapping a $100,000 fee on new H-1B visas. And just to put that in perspective, the old cost about $1,700. That means the price went up 60 times. Imagine walking to Starbucks and a $4 latte is suddenly $240. And then the barista is like, don't worry, it's a one-time fee. Bro, if it costs $240 for a cup of coffee, that's no second time. Now, officially, the White House says this is about protecting American workers because companies were abusing visas to undercut wages. Okay, but let's be honest, this isn't about protecting workers. This is about pandering to people who think every IT guy is stealing their cousin's job at Radio Shack. Newsflash, Radio Shack closed in 2017. Nobody stole your job. Jeff Bezos just replaced it with an Alexa. A quick disclaimer here, this is satirical commentary based on the Guardian's news report. This is my take for entertainment purpose, no hate intended. So let's get back to the topic. Trump is basically telling Silicon Valley, hire American. And Silicon Valley is like, oh yeah, okay, Americans. Look, America is great, but we aren't exactly churning out engineers like it's a Marvel multiverse. Who's filling that gap? Immigrants, mostly from India. And Trump putting a $100,000 price tag on the H-1B visa is like if your Wi-Fi provider said, we'll keep the internet on, but only if you sell your car. For those of you who don't know, the H-1B visa is basically America's VIP pass for high-skilled foreign workers. Every year, the U.S. gives out about 85,000 of them, 65,000 regular, 20,000 for people with master's degrees or higher. And Indians are the biggest beneficiaries. Last year, 71% of all H-1Bs went to Indian workers. That's why this is such a big deal. Because Indian engineers, coders, and scientists aren't coming here for fun. They're literally powering Silicon Valley. Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Google, these companies run on Indian engineers the way Dunkin' runs on coffee. And I know some of you are thinking, well, those companies are rich. They can afford $100,000 per visa. Sure, Amazon can. They made like $500 billion last quarter just by raising the price of Prime by one nickel. But what about smaller companies, or hospitals, or universities? The US doesn't just use H-1Bs for tech. We use them in healthcare, research, education. So this fee doesn't just hit Silicon Valley. Is hitting the entire American economy. Economists are already calling this anti-growth policy making. That's economists speak for this is dumb as hell. One analyst literally said, this brain drain will weigh heavily on productivity. Translation, if you kick out the brains, you're left with Congress. Another said, investments in AI won't offset the damage of losing human capital. Exactly. You can build as many chat GPTs as you want, but somebody still has to fix the printer at work. And let's be real. Every office in America has the one Indian guy who saves the whole company when the system crashes. And of course, India is pissed because this isn't just economics, it's personal. Families get disrupted. Careers get derailed. India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal literally said, they're also a little afraid of our talent. Damn, that's like the most polite Indian born ever. Basically, we are not mad, we're just better than you. And he's not wrong because here's the truth. America needs Indian talent. Silicon Valley without Indians is like Taco Bell without Mexicans. It just doesn't work. The fallout has already started. On Monday, Infosys and Tata Consultancy Services, two giant Indian tech companies, saw their stock prices drop 3%. Silicon Valley is in chaos. Some companies even told their foreign employees, hey, maybe don't leave the country this weekend. Imagine being told by a boss, please don't go home for Diwali because America might not let you back in. That's not just policy, that's emotional terrorism. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but why should I care? I'm not on an H-1B. Because this isn't just about visas, it's about America's identity. We've always attracted the best and brightest from around the world. That's why we dominate tech, medicine, research, entertainment. But if you make it so expensive and hostile for talented people to come here, guess what? They'll just go somewhere else. Canada, Europe, Dubai, hell, even India itself is booming. If America becomes a country that says, you're not welcome unless you pay us $100,000, we are basically building a wall around innovation. And spoiler alert, walls don't work, as the Great Wall of China, or Trump's actual wall, or my cousin who built a wall in his apartment to avoid paying rent for the living room. Didn't work. And the irony here is rich, because Trump keeps saying he wants America to be number one again, but he don't become number one by kicking out the very people who helped make you number one. Think about it. The CEO of Google, Indian. The CEO of Microsoft, Indian. The guy who invented Hotmail, Indian. If this policy existed back then, you wouldn't be watching this video on YouTube, because YouTube would still just be a garage project run by three dudes uploading cat videos in 2005. So here's the truth. This isn't just about visas. This is about whether America still wants to be the place where the best talent in the world comes to build the future, or whether we are happy just watching TikToks about it from our parents' basement. So yeah, Trump just slapped a $1,000 fee on the H-1B visa, and in doing so, he may have just slapped America out of the future. But hey, at least Radio Shack is safe. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you're on an H-1B or know someone who is. Do you think this kills innovation, or is it fair to protect American jobs? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because unlike Trump's visa fee, this channel is still free.